Hello, my name is Dr. Mamoon Najjar, and welcome to the first video of my new series based on my book, An Intelligent Pursuit of Optimal Being. Join me on a journey where we will explore the ways we can unlock the mindset that leads to fulfillment, breaking free from limitations, and designing a life that truly matters. The next part of this video will go through part of the first chapter, where we will discuss why success does not always feel successful. So please, sit back and enjoy. Every living thing has a purpose, including humans. It is our core, our foundation. We can't always define it or put it into words, yet our actions reflect inherent purpose as we strive towards our various goals, and the things we focus on ultimately speak to that purpose. The formula dictates the meaning of your presence in this world. It is what you wake up for every morning. It is what you are willing to channel all your resources for: your talent, wealth, time, family. The Japanese call your purpose or reason for being ikigai. In Japanese, ki means life, and gai means value or worth. It describes your feelings when you have accomplished something related to pursuing your passions. The feeling comes from your innermost self, which knows your purpose and shimmers when you spontaneously act according to your reason for being. It motivates you to get out of bed in the morning. It is your calling. Reporter Dan Buettner wrote an article proposing reasons why the people of Okinawa, Japan, live long lives. He says Okinawans continue to work at their favorite jobs as long as possible. Another factor in their longevity is their connection to groups of friends, called moai. Japanese psychologist Katsuya Inoue says that ikigai goes in three directions: social, asocial, and antisocial. When you volunteer or act in the interest of a community, it's considered social ikigai. Asocial ikigai pertains to the personal satisfaction derived from faith and determination. Antisocial ikigai gets you through the brutal impulses to hurt someone, feel dark emotions, or crave revenge. The Quran, Islam's holy book believed to be the direct word of Allah, God in Arabic, has a unique method of directing purpose for individuals, groups, and societies. To do that, it tells the origins of all: humanity, creation, the universe, elements, anthropology, history, philosophy, psychology, patterns of behavior, and potential outcomes of all the above. It clarifies where we fit in the bigger picture of the universe and how we should act within it. It can be considered humanity's call to action. Consequently, it provides a template for how to commit all your resources to optimize your life path, including your performance, youth, health, and death. It calls for a careful examination of that purpose to be of value to others. It warns that life can be wasted if lived for the wrong purpose. Living by only periodic goals and stages without a whole template can feel like living in a maze. One can get lost easily if there's no holistic roadmap, even if we know short-term turns and twists. The tedious daily details can make us lost in a jungle of anxiety, depression, emptiness, and boredom. Without this guide, the struggles are meaningless, pointless, and infinite. Achievements become short-lived and eventually worthless. If things get done with high-end skills, but without a well-designed or value-oriented purpose, we end up with greed. Consider the actions of Hitler, Madoff, and any other leader or inventor whose purpose was grounded in immoral self-interest that led to the deaths or ruination of millions of people. You will find greed behind every goal that can be accomplished with high-end skills without a value-oriented or well-designed purpose. If you ride a motorcycle, you know your bike will follow where you're looking, especially when turning and curving. The same applies to horseback riding. The hands, arms, and body position will move in subtle ways, following eyesight. This also applies to living for a higher aim. What you set your sights on is where you will go. This principle helps to handle all life's variables, and provides the daily details, periodic goals, objectives, and strategies, a connection to the whole. What aligns with your purpose, you cherish. If something opposes your purpose, you disengage. In some sense, it is a roadmap of your life journey, if not the magnum opus. Running with a purpose makes you endure, achieve more, and go for a longer haul. It gives a new sense and meaning. Even challenges and sadness for the sake of it become happiness. It is a route for the ultimate fulfillment of being. Purpose drives almost everything we do, even very mundane things. People work hard at their jobs, for example, because their goal is to advance in their profession, which will bring more benefits, a higher salary, a chance to assume more responsibilities, or the opportunity to take on more significant challenges. Building a family, too, can be viewed as a goal. We seek romantic companionship to find a suitable life partner, have children, and watch our family grow. That means securing resources for their safety and well-being, a home, a bigger car perhaps, and funds for their education. So it goes with larger institutions, businesses, governments, and social communities that pursue various long-term goals and purposes. We must achieve milestones to achieve a purpose, especially for a long-term end that defines and enriches a life. No matter what, these milestones are tangibly measuring progress toward one's purpose. But far too often, the milestones we establish fail to provide the sense of accomplishment we had hoped for. They could have the opposite effect and either demotivate us or cause us to redouble our efforts for increasingly less validation and fulfillment. Neither is conducive to spiritual happiness immediately or in the long term. If addressed, the cycle can go on for years, resulting in wasted potential and spiritual and emotional frustration. This waste stems from the foundation, which is to establish a purpose and find tangible means of measuring progress toward it. When measured by the proper standards, milestones can and should inspire self-validation, pride, and positive emotions that can be built upon to understand your purpose further. The key is avoiding misguided goals, inaccurate standards, and unrealistic expectations. Otherwise, you risk unnecessary frustration and misery. A solid way to begin formulating your purpose, your foundation, is to understand the most effective way to do it. An essential first step is identifying potential problems that could blunt or misdirect whatever you wish to strive for. Not only can researching potential pitfalls provide a more realistic assessment of your progress, but it will allow you to better evaluate potential trouble spots along the way, and there will be trouble. Everyone's circumstances differ, and so do the root causes of our unhappiness. However, we can identify several common conditions that create barriers to happiness. Barriers we often place in our own paths. Once we identify them, we can begin to evade them. Thank you for joining me on the first part of this journey. I hope you can take this time to reflect back on what we have gone over. To make things easier, here are some of my key takeaways from the chapter so far. In the next video, we will continue to go through Chapter 1, taking a deeper dive into what we have already learnt, looking into what some of the barriers to our purpose and happiness can look like, and how we can identify these in order to overcome them. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب